Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, Sloka 66, Part 38. Sarva-dharmān parityajya, ekaṁ śaraṇaṁ vraja, ahaṁ sarva-pāpebhyo, mokṣayiṣyāmi śucaḥ. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. In the previous session, we learned how the Purvaga and Uttaraga are dealt for Bhakti Yoga Nishta. Purvaga, the sins committed before Upasana, are burnt into ashes. Uttaraga, the sins committed after Upasana out of inattentiveness, doesn't stick to the person. Now, the question is, in this verse, sarva-dharmān parityajya, Krishna clearly states sarva-pāpebhyo. And in the Brahma Sutra, the sutra very clearly says tadadigama uttara purvadayor aslīsha vinasaha tad vyapadeshat. Mentions Purvaga and Uttaraga. Aga means sins, the sins committed before and the sins committed after. Therefore, the talk is only about the papa karmas, nothing about punya karmas. It can't be true that we only commit sins all the time. Sometimes we also perform some good acts, either knowingly or unknowingly. Therefore, we must have some punya karmas as well, either before upasana or after upasana, or both times. When we saw Uttaraga, we mentioned that the sins committed after Upasana inattentively. And after Upasana, we cannot say a person performed Punya Karma inattentively. So the point is, at least after Upasana, he must have done some good deeds, if not before Upasana, which is also questionable because he has already attained the stage of Paranyana. So he must have done some good previously as well. If he was an evil person only doing the sinful action, it would have been very difficult for him to attain to the stage of Paranyana. So the question is, we learned that the papa karmas done before upasanas are destroyed. The papa karmas which are done after upasanas are removed. What will happen to the punya karmas? Will it stay with this person? Because in the scripture it is said, Tada vidvan punya pape vidhuya niranjana paramam sami mupaiti. One must be free of both punya and papa to attain the Supreme Lord, to attain moksha. If one still has one of these, then they are not eligible to attain liberation. So, it seemed to be contradictory from what this statement says and what we saw or learned in the previous session. The previous session says sarva-pāpebhyo and the Brahma Sutra says uttara purvadayor. Krishna removes all the sins. Whereas Mundaka Upanishad says one has to be from both punya and papa karmas. Is it only papa that needs to be cleared? Or punya must also be removed? If both has to be removed, then why Krishna only says papa, not punya? Why the sutra that we saw only speaks about papa, not punya? The short answer is, same like the papa, which are obstacles and enemies for one to attain the Supreme Lord, even the punyas are an obstacle and enemies for one to attain the Supreme Lord. Both punya karmas and papa karmas are shackles. One is iron, another one is golden. Papa karmas are like iron shackle, binds us into this world, whereas punya karmas are like golden shackles that binds us into this world. Therefore, both binds us into this material world. There's no difference in that. In that sense, we can conclude that papa karmas are bad. Likewise, punya karmas are also bad because it also keeps us in this world, not letting us go back to Krishna. But like how the papa karmas are removed, the punya karmas are also removed. Otherwise, this person who attained the stage of parityajya will not be able to attain the Supreme Lord, meaning will not be able to be liberated. What is the proof? We turn to Brahma Sutra again. After Tadadigama Adhikaranam, the next Adhikaranam is Idara Adhikaranam. The sutra says, Idarasyapi evam asleshaha patetu. Whatever was told in the previous sutra as agha, since itarasyapi, it is different from that which is mentioned in the previous sutra. That which is different from what has been said earlier as agha, since papa, which is nothing but punya. That which is different from papa is punya. In the sutra, instead of directly stating punya, the term itarasyapi is being used, because if punya has been used directly, then one may think punya is something which is higher than papa. But the fact is both punyam and papa are bad for one's moksha. Like how we saw in the previous session that the papa done before upasana and after upasana are destroyed and removed respectively. Similarly, the punya done before and after are also destroyed and removed respectively. That is, the one which is done before upasana, those punyas are burnt into ashes, and those punyas done after upasanas are removed just like the water which get dropped from the lotus flower. When does this happen? Patetu. This happens when the body falls off. That is, the soul is ready to depart the body. So this sutra clearly confirms that punya karmas are also removed. One more question may arise between these two sutras that we saw. One is Tadadigama Uttara Purvadayor Aslesha Vinasaha Tad Vipadeshat, and the second sutra that we saw today, Itarasyapi evam asleshaha patetu. The previous sutra focuses on papa karmas, and the second sutra that we learned today speaks about punya karmas. In this second sutra, it very clearly tells when the punya will be removed, that is patetu. At the time of leaving the body, it confirms, the sutra confirms that one's punya karmas will be removed. But there is no such confirmation in the case of papa karmas. If we recollect the sutra that we saw, Tadadigama Uttara Purvadayor Aslesha Vinasaha Tad Vyapadeshat. It only says the sins committed before upasana and then sins committed after upasana will be removed. But there is no any mention of when it will be removed. Whereas in the case of punya karmas, it clearly states patetu. At the time of leaving the body, the punya karmas will be removed. So should we assume the same for papa karmas as well? That when a person leaves his body, that's when the papa karmas get removed? There is a slight difference in the way the papa karmas are handled by the Lord compared to the punya karmas. The difference is highlighted by one of a great Vaishnava by name Srutaprakāsikācārya, who comes under the lineage of Sripad Ramanujacharya. He is the grandson of Vedavyasa Bhattar. Vedavyasa Bhattar is son of Kurattaழ்vān. Koresha, who is well known for his dedication to his guru Sripad Ramanujacharya. This grandson of Vedavyasa Bhattar, Sutaprakasikacharya, has written a most important in-depth commentaries of Sri Bhashyam named Sutaprakasikai. Sri Bhashyam is a commentary done by Sripad Ramanujacharya on Brahma Sutra, and Sutaprakasikai is a commentary on Sri Bhashyam. With that short introduction, in our next session, we'll try to understand when the Papa Karmas are removed. Thank you. Hare Krishna.